teachers will appreciate this. I was born and raised in a union family. All right? Union put a roof over my head, let me go to law school, let me go to college. My oldest brother is one of those guys that may look like a serious, hardcore country boy, redneck Republican, but when you see the back of his truck, it says Union and blank, proud of it, Pastor. We understand what y'all are going through. I can remember my father being on the strike line. So it tears me up when I see what's happening right now today. And so having said that, don't start throwing rocks at me, but I'm tired of hearing about teacher appreciation. Okay? I'm tired of lip service. I've given money for the little dinners and the extra this and that, and I'm going to give something cool today because Pastor won't let me not. But I'm tired of it, and I hope when we finish you're going to understand why I'm tired of hearing about appreciation. You know, what is teaching? What are teachers? Teachers aren't teachers just not some vocation that allows a person to have weekends off and June, July, and August they ain't got to work. Okay, teachers aren't some government bureaucrat simply just getting that check while the rest of us taxpayers are so hard at work. And if you've watched the media lately, it seems to be that's the idea that's being propounded, not just in Louisiana but across this country about teachers. And I get mad. I just start getting upset about it. We've seen teachers, like she said, doing the overtime in the room on the weekends, grading those papers, taking time from their own children, their own family. But there's this wonderful story, and it says, in fact, if you took any lawyer or doctor, put them in a room with 40 clients at one time, all with different needs, some of whom flat out refuse to cooperate, without any assistance from anyone else while you're doing this, and you had to treat them, all these clients, great with professional excellence for 9 months in a row, you may then have some concept of what it's like to be a classroom teacher. Teachers are actually, they're the bedrock and the foundation of freedom and justice. Because as one man said, next in importance to freedom and justice is popular education. And without popular education, freedom and justice just aren't possible. Teachers and teaching, they're the glue that holds our social fabric together. You understand we're all in a social contract here, where we're agreeing not to act like a bunch of wild animals, okay? And I'm going to do for you, and you're going to do for me, and we're going to have some rules and some regulations and things like that. But if people haven't been taught from the beginning, it don't work. And teachers are the one who are laying that out for us. So your job just isn't reading, writing, and arithmetic. It's about giving us the foundations for us to all have a better society, a better civilization. And I'll quote, but the impact of the teacher, and Pastor touched on that for just a minute, and Sister Jan did as well. I can at this moment, just like it was yesterday, I can see, like it's a video playing in my mind, certain teachers telling me things that to this day have made me what I am. And I wasn't born in a wealthy family, and we weren't poor by any stretch of imagination. I had a father that worked his can off, and we did all right. But I get to live a very good life now, and my children are rotten and live like rock stars, and it's ridiculous. But all of that is because I can look back at Mr. Chapman in 8th grade at F.K. White. I don't know if any of y'all remember Mr. Chapman, okay? But I can remember Mr. Chapman, odd bird, different typeface. She's shaking her head, she knows. And I was one of those bright kids that just couldn't help shutting my mouth. That's why y'all might have to pull me off of here in a minute. But he, when 8th grade was over and I was going on off to LaGrange to high school, he got sneaky on me. He called the school and he got hold of Mr. Brown in the biology department, And when I showed up to sign up, I found out I was in phase 3 biology as a freshman. Now, you didn't even take biology till you was a sophomore, let alone phase 3 biology, and I didn't like science anyway. But I stuck, and I labored through. And to this day, I made a very good, I got the wealth of knowledge of getting to have Mr. Brown as my teacher, which was something to have, okay? And you know, and I had 3 people sitting in my office this week who were in that class, who are dear friends of mine to this day, who I do business with to this day, and that wouldn't have happened if a teacher hadn't said, I know better for you. I'm going to do a little something you don't want me to do, but it's going to help you out down the road. He couldn't see 30 years down the road when Richard Law Firm and Ron Richard were doing some things with some people who had went on to be successful as well. I recall Madame Williams. Anybody from LaGrange remembers Glenda Williams? I was French 4 at LaGrange. Literally, it was me. There was no one else. She wouldn't let me not be in French my senior year of high school. She made me write French essays, and I don't know how she convinced the school to have a French 4 class that never existed before. But she forced me to do it. And I'll tell you now, because she stayed on me like that, I'm able to talk to and relate to my old Cajun clients. I'm able to interact with people in a way. I've been to Paris several times, can read stuff when I go. It's phenomenal. Once again, because she wouldn't just let me go party that senior year of high school. I had plans for Fifth Hour, okay? It did not involve writing essays in French. I went off to University of Houston for college, and I went to LSU for law school. And there was a professor named Saul Litvinov, who is one of the smartest individuals in the world, just incredible. And he sat me down when I was fixing to go to work in Baton Rouge and stay there, and he said, son, your roots are your capital. And that hit me like a ton of bricks. I can still remember that. And to this day, when 10 people walk out my office after a day, and we done made us some money, and boy, things were good, I think about, my God, it's because I know all these suckers. I mean, they're my roots. That church I grew up in, you know, that school I went to, those roots that came from all those people have developed into my capital. And don't get me wrong, I ain't just talking about money. I'm talking about the capital that became the village that I've surrounded my children with, okay? Once again, from a teacher. It goes further than life's moments. Even Alexander the Great said, I thank my father. I'm indebted to my father for living, but I'm indebted to my teacher for living well. But at a time when the teachers are having larger classrooms, less assistants coming in to help you, you got not just smart aleck cheering, okay, but violent little suckers. Sister Jan and I were talking the other day, and she said that there's a sociopath, talking about somebody being a sociopath, and then she said, well, they ain't got no path. And it's true. These parents, ain't nobody trying to put them on no path. But anyway, when y'all facing all that, the next thing you got is you got the government up there saying, well, let's knock down your pay. Let's knock out your tenure. And by the way, all that time you put in, let's screw you out of that too. Let's take that retirement. It's mind-boggling to me. I don't know how you're doing it. I am ashamed when I see the news and I see y'all having to take time out, and I have to see y'all go to Baton Rouge, and I see y'all walking neighborhoods. And so I come back to my original statement. I'm tired of hearing we need to appreciate our teachers. What we need to do is go advocate for our teachers, okay? And the way you do that is, first of all, mamas and daddies, make your children understand how they're supposed to act when they walk in there. I'm going to tell you what they ain't hearing. I live out in the country, I didn't want to drive all the way in one night, so I spent the night at my mama's house a few weeks back. And about 5:30 in the morning, I'm gonna get choked up thinking about it. I heard my mama praying. And if these kids would hear that in the morning time, they may act right come daytime. And maybe a little better come school time. So I joke about mama putting a beating on me, but I'm going to tell you what now, the beating she puts on me when I hear her praying made me want to act right when I got to school. And that's the first advocation, is if parents would advocate to God on behalf of our teachers. Now, we ain't going to stop there. Y'all need to go sign every petition. You need to call your legislatures. You need to call your governor's office. You need to advocate, quit appreciating, and start advocating for your teachers. If the governor would listen to, instead of knowing it all, if he'd listen to how much of a difference a teacher made in his life, in people's lives, he might start getting a little scared, because you ain't alone, teachers. You ain't alone. And so I finish with another quote that I stole from whomever. It is, as long as I don't steal it from the Lord, okay? It is not the art of teaching that has been lost. It is the regard for teaching that is a lost tradition. And y'all take that with y'all and know y'all are not forgotten. Y'all are appreciated, but we cannot stop there. We have to advocate. Don't let up. Don't let them pressure you. Don't let them beat you down. And for heaven's sake, if the school board gives you too much grief, you call me and I'll go do something about it.